Be me, 29-year-old woman. Have my career, my apartment, my independence, everything I worked hard for. Don't need no man, but wouldn't mind having one on my terms. Spent my 20s focusing on myself, traveling, building my career, having experiences. Dated casually, but never settled because I knew my worth. Refused to compromise on my standards because why should I? I'm educated, successful, attractive, the whole package. Men should be grateful. I even give them the time of day. Recently decided maybe it's time to start looking for something serious. I'm ready to settle down, but only with someone who meets my requirements. Must be 6 feet tall, minimum, successful career, progressive values, feminist ally. Must be willing to do 50% of housework, respect my independence, support my career. Must understand that my career comes first, and I won't be doing traditional gender roles. Open my dating apps expecting to find quality men lining up. Swipe through profile after profile of absolute trash. Guys holding fish, gym selfies, photos with their dogs trying to look sensitive. Most of them are barely 5'9", lying about being 6 feet. Almost all of them have nothing interesting in their bios. The ones who seem decent probably make less money than me. Spend weeks swiping and going on disappointing dates. One guy seemed promising until he suggested I order a salad because the steaks were expensive. Immediately walked out because I'm not tolerating that misogynistic nonsense. Another guy was okay until he mentioned he wanted kids someday. Told him I might consider one child, but only if he's the primary caregiver. He looked uncomfortable and never texted back. Coward, couldn't handle a strong woman with boundaries. Start noticing a weird pattern on social media. Keep seeing posts about men traveling to Southeast Asia, Colombia, Eastern Europe. At first think nothing of it, people travel whatever. Then start seeing more and more posts about it. Guys I went to college with posting photos with foreign girlfriends. Men from work talking about their Filipino wives. Random accounts posting about passport bros or some stupid thing. Start reading articles about men going overseas to find wives. Feel my blood pressure rising as I read. These absolute losers can't handle modern American women, so they exploit poor foreign women. It's disgusting, predatory, misogynistic, everything wrong with men. These guys are going to developing countries and taking advantage of economic disparities. Probably finding submissive women who will cook and clean and not challenge them. It's literally sex tourism disguised as relationships. Decide to look into this more because someone needs to call this out. Find forums and groups of men talking about dating overseas. Reading their posts makes me furious beyond words. They're complaining about Western women being entitled and difficult. Calling us spoiled, saying we have unrealistic standards. Claiming foreign women are more feminine, family-oriented, appreciative. One post says, foreign women are grateful, while American women act like they're doing men a favor. I am doing men a favor by even considering them. They should be grateful. Someone like me exists in their dating pool. These men are just intimidated by successful women who know their worth. They want someone they can control and manipulate. It's pathetic, really, running away because they can't handle equality. Bring this up to my friends at brunch. We're all equally disgusted by this trend. Sarah says her ex-boyfriend is now married to some woman from Ukraine. Jessica says she saw 3 different guys from high school with Thai girlfriends on Facebook. We all agree this is problematic and represents male fragility. Men literally fleeing the country rather than becoming better versions of themselves. Rather than doing the work to be worthy of modern women, they exploit vulnerable foreigners. Decide I need to make social media posts calling this out. Write long thread about passport bros and how it's exploitation. Explain how these men are sex tourists preying on economic desperation. Point out the power imbalance and how it's basically human trafficking. Get some likes from other women who agree. But then men start commenting disagreeing with me. They say they're just looking for love and compatibility. Claim Western women have become too difficult to please. One guy says he spent years trying to date locally and was constantly rejected. Says he went to the Philippines and met a wonderful woman who actually appreciated him. Now he's married with kids and happier than ever. I respond that he obviously just wanted someone subservient who wouldn't challenge him. He replies that his wife has her own business and they're equal partners. Says the difference is she respects him and doesn't treat him like an ATM or emotional punching bag. Block him because I don't have time for his internalized misogyny. Start noticing more men in my social circles talking about international dating. Guy at work named Derek, who I never paid much attention to. He's average looking, decent job, seems okay, but nothing special. never really gave him the time of day because he's maybe 5'10" and kind of boring. He mentions he's planning a trip to Colombia. Immediately assume I know what this is about. Call him out in front of everyone at the office about being a passport bro. Tell him it's exploitative and gross. He looks confused and says he's just taking salsa lessons and exploring the country. I roll my eyes because sure, that's definitely all it is. He shrugs and walks away. 3 months later, Derek comes back from his trip. He seems different, happier, more confident. Keeps looking at his phone and smiling. Eventually someone asks him about his trip. He lights up, talking about how amazing it was. Then casually mentions he met someone. Her name is Valentina. She's a civil engineer in Bogota. They've been video chatting every day since he got back. Shows photos and she's absolutely gorgeous. Like, objectively beautiful, successful looking, well dressed. Feel a weird twist in my stomach looking at the photos. This woman is clearly out of Derek's league. She probably just wants a green card or something. Mention this and Derek just laughs. Says Valentina makes good money and loves her job in Colombia. She's not looking to move to America. He's actually planning to learn Spanish and possibly relocate there eventually. This doesn't make sense to me. Why would a successful, beautiful woman date someone like Derek? He's not rich, not particularly handsome, completely average. There must be some angle I'm not seeing. Over the next few months, watch Derek transform. He's learning Spanish, working out, dressing better. Always happy and talking about his weekend video dates. Eventually, Valentina comes to visit. Derek brings her to the office holiday party. She's even more stunning in person. And she's clearly intelligent, well-spoken, charming. She talks about her engineering projects and her life in Colombia. She seems genuinely into Derek, always touching his arm and looking at him adoringly. They seem actually happy together. Feel increasingly irritated watching them. Pull Derek aside and tell him I'm concerned he's being used. Suggest that Valentina is probably just after citizenship or money. Derek looks at me with this pitying expression. Says Valentina earns more than both of us and has no interest in leaving Colombia. Says she appreciates him because he treats her well and they share values. Says the difference between dating in America and Colombia was night and day. Claims Colombian women were warmer, more open, more appreciative of effort. I tell him that's because of economic imbalance and desperation. He says Valentina's family is actually wealthier than his. Her father is a doctor and her mother is a lawyer. She chose him because, unlike Colombian men who expected her to do everything, he offered partnership. And, unlike American women, she didn't treat dating like a job interview where he had to prove his value. Walks away before I can respond. Stew on this for days. It doesn't make sense. Why would a woman like that choose someone like Derek? Unless there's something wrong with her that isn't obvious. Start seeing more and more of this pattern everywhere. Multiple guys I know are now in international relationships. Tom from my gym is dating someone from Poland. My neighbor is engaged to a woman from Brazil. Even my own brother announces he's been seeing someone from the Philippines. Family dinner becomes unbearable when he brings this up. My mom seems excited about possibly meeting her. I immediately go on the offensive about exploitation and power dynamics. My brother gets defensive and says, I don't know what I'm talking about. Says he tried dating locally for years. Went on hundreds of app dates where women barely talked or seemed interested. Was constantly told he wasn't tall enough, didn't earn enough, wasn't exciting enough. Says American women treated every date like he was auditioning for a role he'd never get. Then he went to Manila for work and met Anna. She was interested in actually getting to know him as a person. Didn't grill him about his salary or height or career trajectory. Just enjoyed spending time with him and appreciated his qualities. Now they're talking about getting engaged. I point out this is exactly the problem. He found someone with lower standards. He says no, he found someone who valued different things. Someone who cared about kindness and compatibility over superficial metrics. Accuse him of just wanting someone submissive. He laughs and says Anna is a lawyer who argues cases in front of the Philippine Supreme Court. She's probably more assertive than I am. The difference is she's assertive without being combative or treating him like an adversary. Storm out of the dinner. My own family is enabling this exploitation. Start doing more research to prove I'm right about this. Find statistics about international marriages. Try to find evidence they're all exploitative and fail. Actually discover international marriages have lower divorce rates. Find articles interviewing foreign wives who seem genuinely happy. They talk about feeling appreciated and valued by their husbands. Meanwhile, their husbands talk about feeling respected and admired by their wives. This has to be Stockholm Syndrome or something. There's no way this many women are just naturally more pleasant than American women. We're the most liberated and educated women in the world. We fought for our rights and equality. We don't need to be sweet and submissive to trap men anymore. These foreign women just haven't been enlightened yet. Months go by and I'm still single. Dating apps are wastelands of men I'm not interested in. The few quality matches I get never lead anywhere. I have standards and I refuse to lower them. Better to be alone than settle for less than I deserve. Notice Derek is now engaged to Valentina. They're planning to split time between the US and Colombia. She's looking into remote work options. They seem disgustingly happy. Decide to try one more time to make Derek see reason. Approach him and ask if we can talk. Tell him I'm concerned as a colleague and friend. Warn him about the risks of international marriage. Bring up cultural differences, potential for being used, the problematic optics. Derek listens patiently, then asks me a question. When was the last time I did something nice for a man I was dating without expecting something in return? I'm taken aback because that's not relevant. He continues, asks when I last made a man feel appreciated or admired. When I last prioritized a man's feelings or tried to make his life easier. I stammer that relationships are supposed to be equal. He says yes, equal, not transactional. Says Valentina cooks for him because she enjoys it and he does the dishes. She supports his hobbies and he supports hers. She builds him up and he does the same for her. They both try to make each other happy instead of keeping score. Says when he dated American women, everything felt like a negotiation. Every act of kindness had to be reciprocated exactly, or it was unfair. Women expected him to pay, but also respect their independence. Wanted him to lead, but also never make decisions without consulting them. Wanted him to be confident, but also vulnerable. Wanted him to have money, but not work too much. It was exhausting trying to meet contradictory expectations. With Valentina, it's simple. They both try to be good to each other. I tell him that sounds like she's just performing traditional gender roles. He sighs and says, I'm not listening. Valentina has her own career and ambitions. She's not traditional, she's just kind. Something American women seem to have forgotten how to be. Walks away, and I'm left fuming. How dare he blame American women for men's inadequacies? We're not unkind, we just have boundaries and standards. We've been taught not to settle or compromise, to demand what we deserve. If men can't handle that, it's their problem. More months pass. I'm now 30 and feeling pressure I won't acknowledge. Still single, still swiping, still disappointed. Every decent man seems to already be taken. Increasingly, those relationships are with foreign women. It's like an epidemic. Start seeing think pieces about this phenomenon. Some articles agree with me that it's exploitation, but more articles are examining why men are doing this. They interview men who say modern dating has become impossible, that standards have become unreasonable, that men are tired of being treated like they're not good enough. One article quotes a study about how women rate 80% of men as below average. Another discusses how women pursue the same small percentage of top men, leaving average men completely shut out of the dating market. Those men are now going elsewhere and finding success. I refuse to accept this narrative. It's not that our standards are too high. Men just need to become better. They need to earn our attention. Attend Derek's wedding virtually because it's in Colombia. Watch the ceremony streaming and feel weird emotions. Valentina looks radiant. Derek looks happier than I've ever seen him. Her whole family is there, clearly wealthy and educated. This isn't some poor woman escaping poverty. This is a successful woman who chose Derek for some reason. Watch them exchange vows in Spanish and English. The way they look at each other is sickeningly sweet. Realize I've never had anyone look at me that way. Immediately push that thought away. I don't need someone to look at me that way. I'm complete on my own. More of my male acquaintances announce international relationships. It's becoming normalized. Even some women I know are starting to date internationally. But somehow that's different when women do it. We're seeking quality men who aren't available locally. When men do it, they're exploiting vulnerable women. Start going on even more dates trying to find someone. Every date is disappointing. Men seem less interested than they used to be. More of them are mentioning they're considering travel or international dating. One guy outright tells me he's only dating locally until his Philippines trip next month. Tell him he's disgusting. He shrugs and says he's tired of being treated like an applicant. Says he wants to feel wanted, not evaluated. I tell him women don't owe him anything. He agrees and says he doesn't owe American women his attention either. He can find appreciation elsewhere. Storms out on me. Can't believe he walked out on me. I'm the catch here. Complain about this to my friends. They're all having similar experiences. Men seem to be losing interest in dating locally. The ones who are still trying seem less willing to put up with our standards. Sarah says a guy told her she was too much work. Jessica says she got ghosted after asking about a guy's income. We all agree men are becoming worse. They're being radicalized online. They're going overseas because they can't handle strong women. It's all male fragility and misogyny. Turned 31. Still single. Dating apps are now full of men posting photos from foreign countries. Their bios mention being internationally minded. Some outright state they prefer foreign women. It's like they're not even pretending anymore. Hear through the grapevine that Derek and Valentina are expecting a baby. They're living in Colombia now. Derek got a remote job and seems to be thriving. Posts photos of his life there looking genuinely content. Meanwhile, I'm still here, still searching, still refusing to lower my standards. Start seeing articles about the consequences of this trend. About how there are more single women than ever. How college-educated women are struggling to find partners. Some frame this as men not stepping up. Others suggest women's expectations might need adjusting. I refuse to accept the latter. Why should I adjust my expectations? I worked hard to be where I am. I deserve someone equally successful and progressive. More years pass. I'm 33 now. My brother is married to Anna with 2 kids. Derek and Valentina have their baby and seem blissfully happy. More men I know are in successful international relationships. The pattern is undeniable. Average men who couldn't get dates locally are now married with families. They seem genuinely happy. Their wives seem educated, successful, and content. This doesn't fit the exploitation narrative I've been pushing. But I can't admit that. Start seeing younger women talking about this trend. Some are actually planning to date internationally themselves. They see the success their male counterparts are having. They're tired of local options too. Feel like the world is shifting around me, like I missed something important. Double down on my standards. I will not compromise. I will not settle. I deserve exactly what I want. Continue swiping. Continue being disappointed. Men seem less interested in trying. They're not putting in effort anymore. Dates are lackluster. Conversation is minimal. It's like they're going through the motions. Confront one guy about his lack of effort. He says he's leaving for the Philippines in 2 weeks. He's just killing time. Ask him why he's giving up on American women. He looks at me like I'm crazy. Says he's not giving up on American women. American women gave up on men like him years ago. He's just looking where he's actually wanted. Try to argue, but he's already checked out of the conversation. Realize this is becoming my reality. Men are checking out. Not in an angry or bitter way. They're just leaving. Going where they feel appreciated. Where their average qualities are enough. Where they don't have to be 6 feet tall or make 6 figures. Where being kind and stable is valued. Sit alone in my apartment that night. Look around at my successful, independent life. Everything I wanted, except someone to share it with. But that's fine. I don't need anyone. I'm complete on my own. Better alone than settling. Keep telling myself this. Try to believe it. Watch Derek's social media posts about his growing family. See my brother's photos with Anna and their kids. Notice Tom from the gym announcing his engagement. All these men I never considered good enough. All happier than I am. Push the thought away. It's not about happiness. It's about principles. I have standards and I'm sticking to them. Even if it means being alone. Even if the dating pool keeps shrinking. Even if more men keep choosing foreign women. I'm standing my ground. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need to change for anyone. The world needs to change for me. Men need to become better. They need to meet my standards. It's not my job to make them feel wanted. They need to earn it. Keep swiping. Keep being disappointed. Keep waiting for someone worthy. Refuse to acknowledge that maybe I'm the problem. Refuse to consider that my approach might be flawed. Refuse to admit that those men found happiness by looking where they were valued. I am entitled to exactly what I want, and I'll wait forever if I have to. Alone in my apartment. Successful, independent, and increasingly bitter. But I'll never admit that. Because admitting it means admitting I was wrong. And I can't be wrong. I'm a modern woman. I know my worth. Even if no one else seems to agree.